It's time for a major announcement. Get ready, because Gary is about to spill the beans on an incredible new geocaching project. Stay tuned for the big reveal.
Ready for an adventure that welcomes everyone? Dive into Cache Odyssey. Cache Odyssey is 6 fully accessible GeoTours where every geocache is designed for everyone, regardless of their abilities. Each hidden cache tells a unique story, bringing people together on a journey of discovery. With your support, we can make these inclusive adventures a reality. So, whether you're a seasoned geocacher or a new adventurer, get ready to experience the thrill like never before. Join us in creating truly accessible GeoTours. Support Cache Odyssey today.
Big thanks to our new patrons, Math Seeker and 1 in 7. And really thanks to all our patrons for keeping this show on the air. And we've got a lot to talk about tonight. Let me bring in our co-hosts of the show, Jesse, Memphis Mafia, and John, the Pizza Ninja.
Howdy, howdy, y'all.
And no, tonight is not Pizza Odyssey.
Oh, Gary, you told me it was.
No, I'm sorry. What was the other one? Oh, this one, Pizza Odyssey.
Oh, Pizza Odyssey. Yes. This is what we're talking about, right?
Welcome to Pizza Odyssey as we talk about different types of cheese to put on your pizza. John, take it away.
Oh, man, Pizza Odyssey, where every topping is an adventure. And we'll start with toppings starting from pickle to pineapple and everything in between.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
You lost your mind.
He has lost his mind. All right.
These
So
are good stuff.
let's actually start with this, not regular news. We have breaking news. Breaking news. And for that, I will turn it over to our commercial for the day.
This year's podcast of hope is bigger than ever. Join us for 6 hours of fun, inspiration, and giving back, all to support St. Jude Children's Hospital. Thanks to incredible vendors like Cashly, Oak Coins, Space Coast Geostore, Cache Advanced, Arted Crafted, and generous individuals, we're giving away amazing prizes to donors throughout the show. Your donation doesn't just help St. Jude, it could win you incredible prizes and unique treasures. Join the fun, make a difference, and score big. Podcast of Hope, where giving is its own adventure. See you there.
We have a lot of prizes this year. So a big thanks. And I wanted to mention it tonight because a lot of times during Podcast of Hope, it's so busy. There's so much going on that I really don't have a couple minutes really of time to really thank all of our, obviously we thank all of the people who give to St. Jude, but there's sort of a secondary group that I wanted to mention tonight because we had a couple minutes, and that was all the vendors, and they were mentioned in the commercial, but I want to sort of talk about them real quick. We've got a lot of cool prizes, and these vendors, they don't have to be giving things away. I mean, these are all, free. We didn't pay for them, and then, they're not getting anything, other than they're trying to encourage folks to give to St. Jude, and that's so important. Now I wanted to mention them. So we've got, Cashly's giving away free apps every hour to Cashly, which is really cool. So if you haven't purchased it, you might win one. You never know. Space Coast giving away coins again. Thank you so much. Cache Advance stepped up. Cache Advance is giving away T-shirts. They're giving away subscriptions to to their Cache Crate. They're giving us a bunch of things. I mean, I was really thankful to Cache Advance for theirs.
Awesome.
Yeah, Arted Crafted again, a T-shirt an hour. Thank you so much to Arted Crafted. We've got Oak Coins sent me a whole box of coins and swag and things, and so we put them together into little. I mean, we had so many, we just sort of made them into different little bundles of things to give away. So cool. We have also folks that have been generous over the years. Scrabble Hounds. Barb is back. She's got. Somebody mentioned to her last year because she knits, crochets. No, she knits, and
there is a big difference, by the way.
there is a big
There
difference.
is? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, she said somebody asked her like, "Oh, it'd be cool if somebody would knit some socks and make them trackable." So she took it on. So we have a pair of homemade knitted socks that are trackable socks. So
Awesome.
We're gonna give that away
right there.
Yeah. We're gonna give away Direwolf's giving away a subscription. Ravenclaw Tia, she's great woman. Met her years ago. She lives down near the San Marcos area of Texas or Central Texas, and then she wants to give something away every year. Is wonderful. So a lot of great gifts or donations, and we'll be giving away. So just real quick, just to kind of remind people what we do for Podcast to Hope, and that is every hour that you give, and this is something that Tom, Electric Waterboy, mentioned years ago, which was, hey, go ahead and split up your donations, and you can then give every hour, and you could be entered to win, because we basically have split everything into hours. So if you give now or anytime during the first hour of the podcast, you're entered to win the prizes that we've set aside for that hour. So, and we do that pretty much every hour of Podcast to Hope. So podcast, go ahead.
There's nothing wrong with doing that, right? You're not cheating the system, by the way.
Nope.
So, the whole goal is we're raising money for St. Jude. Most people already know about Podcast of Hope that are in here tonight and everything else. We're raising money. And the prizes donated by our awesome sponsors don't take away from the money we're getting to raise, right? So that's correct. That helps. Zero overhead. Gary won't pay us ever, so there's no cost there.
Right.
You have to be here 10 years apparently to get your first paycheck.
I think so.
Maybe 20. I'm not sure. It may have raised, but so we got the prizes, and the prizes are just to cause excitement, right? To get people excited about doing it, because you already got a great show, and there's nothing wrong. We're geocachers. There's nothing wrong with gamifying it. If you want to split your, I'm going to give $20. I'm going to split it up in $1 every hour, or $50, $100, whatever. I'm going to split it up. That's just for fun. So don't feel like it's, you're not cheating anybody out of doing this. And that's why our sponsors made it that way. So we can have tons of prizes to make it fun. So it's perfectly okay to say, I can afford to give this much this year to St. Jude. I'm going to split it up over 8 hours, and before the show too, right? So really, not 8 hours this year. I keep saying 8 hours.
6 hours now this year.
6 hours. So 7 different segments, right? 6 hours. And then before. It's fun to do. It's okay to do. It's not, we're geocachers. We're going to make a game out of everything. That's what we do. Yeah.
And so, just a reminder then, like Jesse said, it'll be next Saturday. Remember, it's not Sunday. It's Saturday, next Saturday, December 7th from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. Central. So adjust your time accordingly based on where you live in the world. And we will be on for 6 straight hours. We don't stop. We just keep on trucking. And I want to go real quickly over the lineup just to remind people, get some excitement going on that. We start with Heather Anderson. It will be on first. She was the National Geographic Adventure of the Year 2019.
Isn't that a cool title to have? Like, I would tell everybody all the time.
Wouldn't you? I would.
I would probably keep, hard copies of the magazine just to be like, oh, here, take this.
Do you think you would put that on a business card, or like every time you get introduced 100%. On that one? Yeah,
absolutely.
Why wouldn't you? Yeah.
How many people can claim that? That's your interesting fact, right? I mean, that's it. You win that icebreaker.
Yeah.
Jesse was Employee of the Month, and here's his friend Heather, the National Geographic Adventure of the Year,
That's
2019.
right.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. So, so really cool. Heather's got some great stories. She has some through hiking. She's a through hiking expert. We can say that unequivocally because
absolutely.
she has done the Triple Crown, and she's done it, I think, 3 times. The Triple Crown,
That is amazing.
the hiking. She is incredible. So we start out with her. Then we go to Brian. Love the fact to have Brian on.
Mm-hmm.
So wonderful having him. We've got, we always try to extract a little information from Brian. He's willing to share some stuff once in a while. So
We
looking
always want
forward.
him to share more than he needs to share. Of course.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and that's something that, he just loves to do. And so, we're looking forward to that.
Well, and how awesome that Geocaching HQ gets behind this like that,
Oh
Yeah.
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 I mean, that
Tremendous.
is incredible.
Joshua is back, joins us for the 7:00 Central Time hour. We have a couple of graphic artists from HQ. Roxy and Ains will be on, and they're going to field questions about how they do their art, the souvenirs that they've made, how to draw signal correctly, so you could maybe draw signal as well. I don't know. We'll see.
Good skill to have. Yeah.
Good skill to have. Then we got a local, like we did last year when we had my friend who was on Jeopardy join us. Andrew is going to join us in studio, at least my studio. So Andrew will join us. He's the bassist for Light the Fire. They just had a new album that just came out, and he's going to fill us in on some of the things he's done. He's a not only a bassist, he's a guitar tech. He has been a roadie for some famous bands over the years. He's got a lots of stories, but one story that I really am looking forward to him telling us is about him having to be he was a part of the road crew for Kiss, and so
Nice.
we got to hear the stories.
Absolutely.
He's got some wild stories about doing that for Kiss. So if you ever wondered what it was like being behind the scenes, being on a roadie for Kiss, he's going to tell us about that. So, and then we're going to have Jeff on, Jeff Johnson. Check out his channels sometime. The Trek Planner. Go check out his YouTube videos. Wild things that he has found out in the desert is amazing. He's got some incredible stories of finding things in the desert that never knew that they were out there, and he was able to find them. And yeah, crazy. He's got great stories.
This one intrigues me because, I mean, like for us as geocachers, a lot of times we're looking at that satellite map and we're seeing something where we're like, what is this? This looks interesting.
Yeah.
But for this guy to actually go out off the beaten path, like over crazy terrain, crazy trails to go find these, incredible.
Oh yeah.
So cool.
It's fascinating.
I've
dived in. I've just a little bit because I don't want to watch too much, right?
Right.
I want to hear from him first, but I've dived in a little bit, and it's hard not to go down and just watch a bunch of them.
Yeah, oh my gosh,
absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
He takes his drone with him, so he'll go get drone shots because sometimes he's like, he'll go over some areas that are just incredible, and he's like, so he'll take his drone out where he can. Obviously, he's very committed to doing it correctly and leaving things where they are. He'll find pottery and so forth. He'll take pictures of it and he'll put it right back where it was. So, and then we wrap up the night with a Coins for Kids, Neil and Jason, and we're going to show obviously one of their videos for that. And we've got pictures. Jason sent me some more photos from this year for that. So incredible evening. The spot to give is, of course, Podcast to Hope. You can give now. And of course, we suggest giving whatever hour you want to give. Some people, for the Coins for Kids that they raised, that they collected for the year, a lot of times they want to give during that hour, just sort of as an honor to that. So, but we're hoping to raise 12,000 this year is our goal. So help us on raising the 12,000. So very excited for that. All right.
We move on. Let's get a couple questions real quick.
Yeah.
So I just got some of you already answered, but I want to go over them again real quick. So Butterfly Girl asked, and you've already answered it. What time does it start again? Let's go ahead and
5 p.m. Central.
And it goes until when?
11 p.m. Central.
Okay. So and it's Saturday, not Sunday.
Saturday, correct.
We always do Sunday. This one's Saturday, so you might have to miss it and know.
Yes.
All right. Here's one that's a little off topic, but seems important. John, how's the snowman building going?
Oh, yeah. So those that don't know, I've been snowed in for 3 days now. I live between
snowed in. Come on. I mean, how much snow are we talking about here? Come on.
Yeah, Gary, it's only like a couple feet, and then we could only get like maybe 30 inches more by Tuesday on that one. Just they declare like emergencies and shut down highways and ban driving and that kind of thing on that
really?
front.
I thought you lived up north. You live near Canada. That you're used to. You used to this. You always talk about how the South, they don't know what to do but snow. They wouldn't know what to do.
No. Hey, I don't say that. I got a lot of family from down south, and but no, I mean, anytime you get like massive feet of snow in a small amount of time, it's crazy. So
I bet
replying back to Joanne, I have not built a snowman yet. I believe once we get around 3 to 4 feet of snow in total, that is prime snowman building territory onto that one.
But do you want to build a snowman?
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you at that point?
Don't let him start singing. Let's move on before Gary starts singing. Yeah. He's trying to tee up a song there. We're not doing it.
Oh yeah, one of his AI songs. Yeah, move on.
No. Even worse than that. It's from Frozen. All right.
Frozen.
So now here's Bell on the Move says he'll be drinking beer and watching Podcast of Hope gets more expensive each hour. We thoroughly recommend irresponsible drinking and giving. Please do it all night long. Don't go anywhere. Just stay at home and do it.
That's right. Exactly.
Okay. We encourage that for one night a year. And then, so this was, of course, about the hiker. Yes, but is she a geocacher? We'll have to find out and see.
We'll have to find out.
But it also ties into, Jim mentioned this will be his first year viewed in Podcast of Hope.
Oh, so cool.
We often assume everybody that watches the podcast live, most people know what it is from the several years. But I guess the best way to describe it in the history of it is it's our annual fundraiser for St. Jude.
Yes.
100% of the money of everything goes to St. Jude, does not pass through our hands at all. Right. We'll talk about why we chose St. Jude, of course, on the night of. You can probably figure that out. Awesome charity. They use their money right. But to describe the show, it's been different lengths over the years. It's been 8 hours. This year it's going to be 6 hours. Gary wants it to be 24 hours, but we're not doing it. It's kind of like an old school telethon or variety show. So we have geocaching and geocaching, the spirit of geocaching in the show. Yeah. So we have people that have been to all kinds of places, explored a lot of stuff. It's not a normal show. We don't just only have on geocachers. We have people from all walks of life that have done some crazy, amazing things. Yes. But all of it is generally related to the spirit of geocaching, right? People that they've just done fun, amazing things and traveled the world and done stuff like that. So
great
it won't just be 8 hours of your standard geocachers, like a normal podcast. It's totally different in the fact that we've had people from NASA on and celebrities and people from all over the place, people that have been all over the place and done all kinds of things. So it's a very different show for Jim and for others that haven't seen it before. It's more of a variety show just for entertainment so we can raise money for St. Jude. Yes. It is not your standard geocache talk show. So know that. It's still tons of geocachers on, and I mean Brian Roth's on, and so it's still geocaching, but there's also spirit of geocaching people in here as well.
Yeah, a lot of great storytellers, and that's
Mhm.
you know it's such. You're right. It's very much a variety show. Everything from, like you said, authors. We've had
Yeah,
people that are
actresses and yeah.
actors, actresses,
It does not
movie
mean that we don't
makers.
try to convert them all to geocachers.
No,
It just means
no,
they may not come in as geocachers.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, we appreciate everybody's input from the chat room,
Mhm.
reinforcing that these people should try geocaching,
oh,
Absolutely.
absolutely,
you know?
yes, very much so. Um, all right, all right. Let's get into.
We won't even address this one, but if we knew how to do it, we would definitely try
Oh,
it just to see if we can sneak it in, right? To
yeah.
an AI show.
Yeah. And then John, you want to give a quick GeoWoodstock update, and we'll
Yeah,
get cranking up.
absolutely. Absolutely. So the cool thing with Geo Woodstock, those bulletins keep on rolling in on this one. And when I checked earlier, I think we were around like 2,381 Willetens for Geo Woodstock, believe it or not. So just crazy to see those Willeten numbers keep on going up and up and up. So
Not too far away.
no, less than 6 months, believe it or not.
Mhm.
Far
The
away.
Willetens have already exceeded the total number of Willetens from last year. And for those people that don't know, when that Willeten number gets to 3,000, then that puts it in giga territory. So,
Mhm.
we're less than 700 away from that. I'm going to put
Incredible.
the GC code for Geo Woodstock in the chat room, but certainly if anybody's thinking about going, log your will attend on that one. You get all the updated information on that one, the latest information coming out, which is very good to do because there's going to be
Love
some
to have you
announcements
go.
coming soon on
Yep.
that one. And I know I'm proud of Geocache Talk to be a sponsor of Geo Woodstock. Are you guys?
Yep.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Yeah. So how cool on that
Love
one?
it. Yep. West Virginia this year. Looking forward to it. Haven't been up that way in a long time. Used to travel a lot. I've been to Wheeling back before geocaching was around, but looking forward to going to Morgantown. And yeah, I'm excited. It's a trek. It's going to take me some time to get there, but I'm enjoying the
you got all the time in the world now, though, so it's okay.
planning. Yeah,
Yeah,
I got all the time in the world, as
you
it
could
were.
start your
So
trip tomorrow if you wanted
I
to.
could, in theory, yeah. But I'll explain why I can't do that yet because of the weather. No, I'm kidding. All right. All right. First thing to get into for Cache Odyssey, we do want to mention about this is the Indiegogo is still out there. igg.me/at/Cache Odyssey is still available. We're now at the bronze level, is still available for that. And people have asked, well, didn't y'all make your goal? Aren't you done? It's like, well, we put a goal in to raise 7,000 or 7,500, so that would pay for the GeoTours. But one thing that we wanted to at least point out is that we'd like to also pay for all the stamps that were purchased for the letterbox hybrids, and some of the money when you do a Indiegogo project, Indiegogo needs to take a little bit of a cut for themselves to provide the provide the campaign. Outside of the tips that they get, if some people give a tip, that's fine. But outside of all of that, Indiegogo does take a little bit of money for that. So if you'd still like to give, we've had some people donate, which is great. You can just donate. But we also would suggest that you purchase at the bronze level because you get a path tag and a nice sticker. So those are some options there as well.
And I think it's fair to mention that the whole thing, that's all the money that's going from that, none of that comes to Geocache Talk. So
Right.
that is to pay for, we're hoping to get 3 years started eventually, to fund for 3 years and pay for all those coins and the shipping for all the prizes.
Yeah.
That's why that number came in there. There's zero money coming back to us. It's all going to send out the prize for people that donated, to pay for that, and then to pay Indiegogo for doing the fundraiser. So just like most things we ever do here, we're not trying to put any money in our pocket. So if anybody thinks that's not what it's about. It's about getting this huge project that we're going to talk about tonight started and funded for a little while, and we're hoping it becomes permanent, but we'll talk about that later, right? But so I just want to make sure, because there's so many things out there nowadays where people are making tons of money and all that other junk. We're as broke as we were the day we started. So I just want to make sure everybody understands that.
But we're dedicated to doing cool stuff for the geocaching community.
This is not about raising. This is not a fundraiser for us. This, once again, is a fundraiser for getting a project done.
Absolutely.
So just want to make sure we clarify that, because just so many weird things are going on nowadays that you got to kind of say that good stuff. So.
Yeah, and one thing that we wanted to also, I think we mentioned it too on other shows, but I want to mention again so people are up to date, and that is none of the money that is the patrons provide for this show goes to the GeoTours. Just so that people know, that's like
right.
If you want to become a patron of Geocache Talk, we would highly encourage it, because we have our own bills separate, fully separated from the GeoTours. We have to pay for Cache Odyssey. We have to pay for a lot of different things that go into the show. We have a subscription to ChatGPT, because ChatGPT helps us with the show. A lot of things help us with the show. Motion Array is one of the places we use. StreamYard that we use for this. StreamYard has to be paid for. You get the idea. A lot of things that have to get paid for.
Those are bills. This is separate. This project is totally separate from bills.
This project's totally separate. So
but we have good news, though. Yeah, there are a few bronze left, but the good news is, you were supposed to jump in and go, we funded it.
We did.
I teed that one up for you. You really dropped the ball on that one.
The good news is,
let me try that again. We'll edit this part. Pretend like y'all didn't hear that. But the good news is,
3, 2, 1, go. The good news is
Jesse's paying for it. Oh,
oh gosh.
I mean, it's funded. It's funded. So I mean, this project's happening, right? So
Direwolf did bring up, yes, but that has nothing to do with patron money. Patrons always get first crack at stuff that we do.
Yeah, we did that. We did give them the first shot.
Yeah, when we do big projects like this, we always let patrons know ahead of time before the general public. And if there's something that patrons should get moved up in front of the lines, they always do, of course, absolutely.
Patrons got first crack at
and that's only fair, right? They're the one helping keep the show going, so they should get first crack of anything any big projects we got going. Yeah, that's a benefit of being a patron for sure. And you'll always have that when we do big projects.
Yep, they get first dibs. That's another perk, another patron perk, out there. So,
but so we got the GeoTour funded, right? That gets us started.
We got it funded.
Do we want to kind of talk about what that means?
Yeah, I think we can now get into that portion of it for sure.
I think the reason why I think that's important is when we talk about the big scope of this thing, it's not a 12-month project, because it's too much to be a 12-month project, right? People need to know that it's something that's sticking around for a while if they're going to be setting goals and stuff based on what we talk about later tonight. So I think it's important to know it's going to stick around for a while.
Yeah, it is funded. It is fully funded for 3 years. So the tour will be around. So these caches will be around for at least 3 years. We hope longer, but we can't guarantee that. But we can say 3 years. And so a quick backdrop to this whole thing. We started this with the idea of providing folks these 50 geocaches, letterbox hybrids, since we're kind of fairly short on letterbox hybrids for the most part. There are a lot in
comparison for sure. Yeah.
We want them to be terrain 1, which would include, as part of terrain 1, a legitimate wheelchair accessible. That was important. and we started this project with these kind of ideas, and then we had Ann Poe down in Georgia. She said, "Hey, this would be cool if it was a geotour," and we're like, "Yeah, right. Yeah, what you know, thank you, thanks, Ann, for the idea or the thought, but it's
It
not
was
gonna
out
be
of
a,
reach at the first part. Yeah,
it's
for
not gonna
sure.
be it's not gonna be a
That,
geotour."
that was
And
aiming high.
it was aiming high. Well, not only was she perfectly on board with this thought. It's not going to be a geotour. It's going to be 6 geotours.
Which is
Incredible.
crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people mentioned that, yes, we're not the first to have 6 geotours. You know, different people have, the Washington Geocaching Association has 7, and
I don't know if they launched them all at the same time, but it's not
no,
that kind of competition anyway.
no. And
That's what
Daniel
it's about.
Flieger's got like 15 in Germany. So
Yeah, that's great. That's not. Yeah,
yeah, that's all
good
great.
for everybody, right?
But I think I can safely say, and somebody wants to correct me, you can, but I think we're the first ever podcast to have in the United States 6 geotours that all launch at the same time, that all are letterbox hybrids and are all terrain 1.
All handicap accessible, right?
Yep.
And here's the thing: take the
Yes.
podcast off of it. Let's just say 50 state, 6 tour, handicap accessible letterboxes, right? Or take the letterbox off and say cache in general.
Cache in general.
I hope we're not the first person to do it or the only person to do it. I hope some other country goes and says, "Hey, we have 50 handicap accessible caches that y'all didn't know about. That's a geotour, even if it's not a geotour in Germany, Australia, whatever." That's awesome. We would love to see. I hope we're only one of 10. I hope they copy it in the future, or they've already done it. We're copying them. We didn't even know it. That would be awesome. It's not that kind of competition. The whole point is this is a great thing to add to the community. Now, it is neat that a little bitty podcast, got to, and a geocaching, which is even a small niche in podcasting, was able to start something like this. It's because of, a lot of the people that are listening live right now too. But
absolutely.
Geocachers, once again, put this together, stepped up and did this. And the idea that comes from a little bitty podcast, and I say little bitty because I'm talking compared to like big mainstream, and now it's going to add something to the whole nation. That's what I'm excited about. And something positive, right? There's always competition, and we'll talk about competition later, obviously, because we're geocachers, but that's there too. Yeah. But that's a huge thing to add. And, somebody might say, well, so-and-so has 6. We don't care. This is what we care about. We added something awesome new to the environment, and which we hope is going to be permanent. And we're hoping we're able to partner eventually and become permanent. And if that's just one of those, it's awesome. It's a cool check mark to have in our podcast history, but it's not a competition. We hope we're one of many that do it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But I got to tell you a few things I really love about this project. I mean, one, focusing on true accessible caches, because in many instances, I think we all have looked for caches that are terrain 1 that look like they're accessible. They have that attribute. You go there and they're not really that accessible, which can really be a big bummer for people, especially if, they have something that prevents them from finding that cache that they went to that location specifically because of that. So I love the fact that we're bringing attention to this one and hopefully encouraging other people to put out more accessible caches in that side too. And I know that's one thing I know, like we've all talked about on this side. We really want to dive into that because for a lot of people, accessible, what does that mean? So, definitely more to come, future shows on that one. Another thing that I really love about this one personally, just think from this idea where it was like Justin Gary had this idea, approached me, and I was like, y'all are crazy. This is like a crazy like idea. How are we going to make this happen? Right. And then the minute we start to engage like these all-star hiders in like our community and our team, from there, it's just like the energy, like everything just went 90 miles per hour. And so many cool things started to happen for sure,
And we're so many, it started with just us three talking, right?
Yep.
And then it ballooned out from there. And we had to reach out and personally reach out to awesome hiders around the country.
Yes.
The chance of that keeping secret was so small. They did a great job. And they even had to reach out to review, as we started expanding that and mushrooming reviewers and everything else, it's kept under wraps pretty good, which I don't know how. I know the three of us have been dying to get this information out forever, right? But I want to say something, and because typically it's because it's me, so I'm going to say it. You said half of what's important about this: accessible caches. Yes. Obviously, to us, we've had people on the show before. We've talked about it. Some people know our family story and stuff like that, so they know it's a really important topic to us.
Yep.
That's just half of it. They have to be truly accessible. And here's the other part that I'll say that John's too nice to say, and not suck. The problem is too many accessible caches, even if they are truly accessible, people they suck. And people just throw their minimum effort out there and go, it's a terrain 1. I don't have to do anything else to it. Well, no. Caching should be awesome and creative for everybody at every level, right? It doesn't just mean everyone. Well, we've got terrain 1s, but they're just all LPCs and they suck and we don't care. No.
Yes.
We have awesome hiders, and I don't think we're showing any of them tonight, right? But we've seen some pictures of them. We're not showing any of those tonight, but y'all are going to see them. Y'all are going to see what these are. Y'all know the names. Some of them you know, some of them you don't know, but these are awesome caches. Just because it's a terrain 1 doesn't mean it has to be a pill bottle under a lamp skirt. These are not those caches, I promise you. And I think that's the two parts. It's not just giving access to people, which is extremely important. It's giving access to people for ones that are valuable experiences, not just your bare minimum stuff. There shouldn't be any lesser because it's a one terrain. It should be just as awesome as some of the other ones. So that's the two parts I think that are extremely important for this and the whole project itself. But it's not just opening it up. It's opening it up and really letting people experience how awesome geocaching is.
Exactly. Yeah, I think a key question everybody in the chat room probably has now, are beans ready to be spilled?
Yeah, I think we need to go ahead and now. Funny that we want to do that because we're going to show the map, but I got to pre-say something.
Oh gosh,
I've got to, because people are going to look at the map and they're immediately going to go, "Oh my God, why did you do this? Why did you make the map the way it is?" We're going to get to that. We're going to give you the explanation as to why the map is the way the map is. Okay. Yeah. Oh, will there be one? I don't know.
I don't know.
It's possible to have a D5 T1. We might have one. You don't know.
It's quite possible.
What's incredible though, and just to wrap up your final on that statement though, Jesse, is we have all heard about some caches that are being created that are unbelievable. They are amazing. And we'll get into a little bit of that in a minute. We're not going to spill any beans on that, but
we don't want to give away all the secrets.
No.
And there's one more secret that we know we're holding back, but there's enough to be said tonight that you're going to be okay with it.
Yes. We'll be okay with it.
Yes.
Okay. We're going to show the map and we're going to explain why it is the way it is. So you got to be patient. Please be patient with us. Don't fly off the handle. Don't go crazy. Oh my God, what did y'all do? Why is it the way it is? We're going to explain why. So, all right. I'm going to bring it up, John.
Go for it, Gary. It's time.
You ready?
Yeah.
It's time. All right, here we go. Here are the 6 GeoTours. Everybody start applauding.
If you're just listening, you're going to have to go back and look at the video, obviously.
You'll continue to applaud this. Oh, I'm sure John will put this out. So here we go. There's the map.
So explain what we're looking at.
Oh, Gary, come on. There we go.
There we are. There's the 6 regions.
Explain to us what we're looking at.
Okay. So I know some people are freaking out, and we're going to explain why we picked these regions. And trust me, a lot has gone into this.
Yes.
Some of them you're going to go, oh, that makes perfect sense. And other ones you're like, oh my God, what were you thinking? So do you want to start with your area, John, the Northeast?
Yeah. So this is the Northeast on this one. So we can see in that northeast corridor, essentially it's everything from Maryland northwards on that one through Pennsylvania. I believe this actually has, the most states out of any region on this side.
It does, yeah. Has 11.
And and it was tricky, as Gary was saying. It was kind of like, how do we chunk up the different regions on this one, and try to create an equitable manner, or as equitable as we can.
Yes.
Because aligned with this, and I think we've mentioned this before, I can't remember if we've mentioned this today, as people complete a region, you'll then actually get a regional souvenir as well too.
Yeah, and we're going to share some of that.
To remind people that each one of these is a separate GeoTour.
Yes.
So, when you normally do a GeoTour, it's, in one state, maybe it's in more than one state sometimes, but imagine these as one of the caches in each one of these. So these are all totally separate GeoTours.
Yes.
You don't have to go to each one. This is all totally separate. So look at your region, wherever you live right now, or if you're from outside of the United States, good luck. Just come visit for a long time.
Just stay with it. Yeah. Bear with us on this.
But look at your region and then start seeing what's in your region as we explain what's going on through here, and knowing that this is the final, but not the first draft of the map. That was a lot of iterations of this thing.
This is about map 100. And
come on, Direwolf, you know better than that. There actually is one in Alaska and Hawaii. Of course there is. It's all 50 states.
Yeah, has to be.
Yeah, there's actually one in Alaska and there's one in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get to that part of the world or part of the country in a minute. So there's a nice, beautiful section, the green section, with some incredible cachers and hiders and part of the world. And trust me, the green section was probably one of the hardest ones to put together and to name. That is the East Central GeoTour region. And you're like, why? And trust me, I don't have the time to explain fully. I don't have, do you have 6 hours? We could do a 6-hour podcast on the green section. But let's just say tonight that the green section is awesome. And it's the East Central region. Took a while to even get the name for it. But it is a cool part of the world. And they are loving their area. They are cool, but it took a while to sort of let the dust settle on that. Again, a lot of area, but yet we basically came up with areas of the world, or areas of the United States. There you go. Green section is greater than every other section. That's always potentially true. Yes, Happy Hodag, who's not in the green, but he helped formulate the green because it did make more sense to do it the way we did it. Because again, everybody who thinks they've got a better idea, trust me, your idea was thought of and was discussed. So,
and I think it's fair to fill in some of the people that are in the chat room that weren't hiders.
Yes.
So some of the hiders are making jokes that other people aren't getting right now.
Probably true.
There was a lot of behind the scenes. The hiders were involved in trying to get everybody together. Now, good luck getting 50 people to agree on regions of a map, right? But we did our best to get everybody to agree on that. So if there's a lot of jokes going on kind of behind the scenes of the hiders, they were all involved in this. So anybody that wasn't involved with their initial project, you're just coming in from kind of the end of it, knowing that there was a bunch of work. We didn't just let Gary throw darts at a map. That would not work. But
No.
a lot of people brought in. There's no way to make everybody happy with it. We had to come up with the most equitable plan we could, and hopefully also challenging. To be honest, it's not to make it easy; it's to make it challenging to go to fill out a region, a whole GeoTour at one time. We don't expect people to be done with 4, 5, 6 GeoTours next weekend.
Yeah. So the South, again, it extends all the way to Texas. A lot of people don't think Texas is in the South. That really isn't really what the questions were.
It's in a history lesson. It's a geocaching tour. So.
Exactly. It's not a history lesson.
Absolutely.
But it's a large area, but all of them are fairly large areas. I mean, they just are, they're just big sections. So Texas to Florida, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, Oklahoma. That's South.
We got people already coming up with strategies.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, Direwolf, think about how to do the Midwest. So the Midwest is pretty cool. You've got your North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, Missouri. I should mention East Central real quick. East Central, the green folk, Michigan, Indiana, Illinois, Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, North Carolina, Virginia, and West Virginia. The Northeast is Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, New York, Pennsylvania, and then back up the coast. You got Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Maine. Did I mention Maine? Yeah, the whole area.
So,
thanks, Andrew.
He's going to get ahead of everybody. He just logged his bulletin for Cache Fest Hawaii, which means he's going to start on the orange region already.
Awesome.
Yes. And just FYI, Andrew, you will need to hop over to another island when you get to Hawaii to get the Cache Odyssey.
You're giving out information that nobody needs to know yet.
Well, he needs to know that. For those that are going to Hawaii,
it's a little while before Cache Fest Hawaii. He's got time to plan. Got a little. Thanks for the super chat too, by the way, Bell on the Move. But
yeah, thanks for the super chat, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely,
awesome.
Yeah. Let's now get into part of the U.S. and what was the term we came up with, that you came up with, John? Is it the Pathfinder?
Yeah. So this one, there. Every great debate has a compromise, and on this one is named after Pathfinder 33 because he facilitated this great compromise.
Yes,
and to how to get through. I think I would consider it like a difficult situation. I think this was probably one of the most heated points of discussion.
Yes,
amongst our Cache Odyssey hider group. So big shout out to Pathfinder 33 for making this compromise happen. I know. Like if I was building a Cache Odyssey Mount Rushmore, I would probably put him up there, in Abe Lincoln's place, to be honest, on this.
Absolutely. He's got the beard for it. He's got the beard for it. So yeah, the compromise of Pathfinder 33, or the path, I think it's the Pathfinder 33 compromise, was a great idea because we love our geocaching friends in Alaska and we love our geocaching friends in Hawaii. But what do? You got, they're obviously they're two of the great states in the Union. And of course your first thought is, well, you just throw them into Pacific and you just make an area for them. But when you stop and think about it, you can't throw both Alaska and Hawaii into the same GeoTour, and Charles was dead on with this. I mean, you just can't do that. Those are two amazing trips, and you really don't want to have two amazing trips that you would need to make to complete a GeoTour.
Yeah, you got to split those up.
You got to split them. You have to split them. And the most equitable way to do it is to put one in each area. So we have a Northwest GeoTour, which is Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, Oregon, Washington, and Alaska.
Mm-hmm.
Only 6 states, which people
Yeah.
are like, hey, that's only 6 to finish a geotour, and you only have to do 6. Yeah, but you got to get to Alaska.
Mm-hmm.
And the Southwest is Colorado, New Mexico, Utah, Arizona, Nevada, California, and Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
Again, its own separate. So you only have 7 states. Again, though, you'll need to make a quick trip over to Hawaii. Quick
And
jaunt.
I know many people are thinking the same thing I'm thinking. Why couldn't this have come out before I went to Alaska and Hawaii?
I know.
That's all I'm saying. We all have that thoughts in our head.
Yep.
Every place we've ever visited before geocaching, we have that thought. But essentially, get ready to start your 50-state challenge over again because that's where we're at.
Absolutely.
Just saying, I'm going back to every single state now. I'm still missing one, but I'm going to go. I might as well get it. That's the one state I'll get the Cache Odyssey cache in first.
There you go.
And as geocachers, isn't that the thing? Sometimes we need a reason to go back to these cool places.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. And again, as I said, this was not easy to come by. We had to really kind of think through this, and if you've never sat down and tried to come up with a way to split up the country equitably, then you haven't really thought about it. If you think it's easy, you haven't thought about it yet, is all I'm saying.
The easier thing must be just to do one geotour at a time. But no, why would we do the easy thing?
No.
Let's just do 6 at one time. No problem. Let's just launch that. We've got the Chamber of Commerce and all these places helping us. Oh, no, we do not. No.
Not yet.
Nope.
We're just a podcast and a bunch of crazy geocachers decide to do this all of a sudden.
Now, they're all separate, yes. And we're going to spill some other beans, right? We want to show some.
I think it's fair.
Yeah,
to give them a little peek.
If we're going to spill beans, we may as well spill some.
Yeah.
All right, that's great. So, where do you want to start with?
You're going to start bringing them up. Tell them what we're going to show them.
We're going to. John, explain what we're doing here.
Yeah. So okay. So we have, just quick recap. We have those 6 regional geotours, right?
Yep.
So the question is, what happens then when you complete a geotour?
Mm-hmm.
You get a souvenir.
Mm-hmm.
So how cool is that to get a souvenir when you finish each region in here?
Never before seen.
Yeah. Yep. First time.
Let's start with the first one.
Sharing them. That one I love. I love the Northwest region souvenir.
Yeah. Whoever gets to preview the souvenir before they do the geotour. But hey, it's our geotour. We can make the rules how we want to. So.
That's right.
Absolutely.
I love it.
So for the Northwest people or the people going for the Northwest, that's the one you're shooting for.
Yep. Gorgeous. Right. Gorgeous stuff. Next one.
Okay. It's going to kind of jump around a little bit, but that's okay.
I love the South souvenir. Yeah. You've got sort of the southern plantation in the background, but in the foreground, you've got the beach, which I think is really cool looking. That's the South region souvenir. Okay.
Move on to Northeast region.
The Northeast I love as well. You've got the rolling hills. You've got the fall foliage. I just think it's a great looking souvenir as well. It makes you think of, and again, we talked about this before, but hey, this is a souvenir of the Northeast. Why doesn't it show, I don't know, pick a state? It's because you can't do it all. You just have to show
that'd be a big souvenir. The Southwest. This is one of my favorite, I think.
I like the Southwest one.
Yeah, this one turned out really
because
awesome.
I love that kind of landscape. I
love that area. Yeah, it's really great.
I've done a lot of hiking in that kind of landscape.
Yep. Love the Southwest.
Right. Moving on to Midwest.
Midwest is very cool.
Okay, think of a more appropriate
little
souvenir than this one.
farmland, little, really got some iconic parts of the Midwest. Got little wheat grains in there, little really cool. And the next one's the East Central.
Yeah. East Central, yeah.
Love the East Central. Got a little farmland, but also you've got like Kentucky's in there. So you got the horse, and so you got some really cool looking stuff. So all right, there you go. There's some
All right, let me
souvenirs.
pull up the last one, the 7th one, real quick. What?
No.
Oh, you can't show this. You can't show the 7th one.
You're spilling the beans, Jesse. You're spilling the beans.
But I was about to pull it up.
Oh
No,
man,
no.
not yet. We're keeping that one.
I can't pull it up.
Oh no,
Jesse.
just spilled the beans.
Oh man.
No, you can't show that one, Jesse.
Oh,
Yeah.
pull it up. No, okay.
No, we're talking. So yeah, more beans. So Gary, what happens when people complete all 6 regions? What do they get?
All right, so if you complete all 6 GeoTours, you also, but wait, there's more. You get a 7th souvenir.
Now can I pull it up?
No,
Pull
this
it up
is
now?
ultimate
No.
7
I thought I got to
souvenir.
spill the beans on
Jesse.
that one tonight.
No,
This is the ultimate 7 souvenir that is super top
So
secret.
you're telling me nobody's going to see that
no.
until somebody has
Until you
completed
complete it.
all 6 GeoTours.
Yeah. I
So-
mean,
Oh my,
So-
that's a long time to wait to spill beans.
It is, but
just imagine when you're that first person who gets that ultimate 7 souvenir, and you are the only one that sees
you're
it.
the only one.
I'm not
Yep.
sharing it with nobody either. If I'm the
I
first
don't
person, I
blame
ain't
you.
sharing it with nobody. I ain't showing nobody what it looks like.
So if you complete all 7, or if you get all 7 souvenirs, and you can obviously be verified that you've done all 50, we got a special prize that John and I talked about before that we're going to provide for that person. Yeah. Go ahead and try to armchair him, buddy. You're not going to be able to do it.
There's too many very invested cash owners to armchair these.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to do that.
No.
Not possible, but no, not going to happen. This is not like
right next to the Cash Corp for America caches, right?
no.
Well, they can't be, first of all, because
A lot of
these
them are not.
are all wheelchair accessible.
Yep. So yeah, there are. That is crazy. It is crazy. Thank you. Owen's got one of them too. He's working on.
All right, now I'm getting this is ridiculous.
It's your heart in your front yard.
Yeah, sorry, Jesse. You still can't show it. You still can't show it. You signed the NDA.
That's right. For all
So
that
if
money.
So if you complete all 50 states, and we can confirm that, we are going to, John and I are going to throw you a pizza party.
Oh, jeez. You better give him a better prize than that.
Hey, pizza, come on.
Yeah, come on, Jesse. What more could you ask for in life? Really?
We will definitely have discussions about the first person that we won't be talking about this now.
But if you find a cache in the Cache Odyssey, Mark's like, I'm so in. If you find a or I should say, when you find a Cache Odyssey geocache, something magical will happen, and it's going to show up in a special location provided to us by retired guy Doug McCrae, the inventor of the Ms. Pac-Man. He has created a leaderboard for us. If some of y'all are familiar with his leaderboards in Boston, I think it's where the chef one is. And he has created
Florida ones as well.
He has Florida ones as well. Yep. He created one for the Gilby. They have a leaderboard too, I think. We have a leaderboard. So as you find caches, you will automatically be put into a leaderboard. So you can bring up the leaderboard and you can do a leaderboard dance in front of your friends. And so there you go.
And I understand that we're just barely touching on this. Nobody will get to see the leaderboard until everything is launched and everything else. But
yeah,
this may be one of the parts, other than obviously the intention of this whole thing, that I am the most excited about. Like if there was there is, this is exactly what it is. But if there was I'm racing my friends to get 50 states first and I could watch on a leaderboard as it happened.
Yep.
I am all over this part of this one. And I know that's not the most important part of it. I know it's not. It's about the whole mission of everything we're doing, right? However, I love leaderboards. I love challenges and I love competitions. And this part of it is going to drive me to go get these caches way earlier than I normally would. I'd like to say I'll just spend the next few years going after caches randomly as I travel the country. Not because there's a leaderboard, though. Because I'm gonna see people on there and I'll be like, I got to get ahead of them. I know it, and I'm that competitive person. I know there's several people in the chat room that are gonna listen later to this, and they're like, that's the part they just keyed in on. Like we just glossed over it, but that's the part they were just like, that's my new mission now, and I'm one of those people. And I just to see my name, and you can't have it slip. Like those people that what's the cashier stats? Like you check your numbers. Like I'm 25th in the state. Now I'm 23rd in the state. I'm 27th. I got to go out caching this weekend. This will be my new list. I don't care about cashier stats. I don't care about that one where I'm like 17th in the state, which I'm not, by the way, but or 117th in the state.
Yeah.
But this one I care about. I cannot wait to get this part started. And now I know I won't be the first person to get all 50. I got that. I don't have that much time to travel. But I'm going to beat a significant amount of people to this because I can't wait to do it.
I don't know, Jesse. I think you and Barry get an RV, and I think you guys can do it.
That is the thing, too. I do have a Barry. Not everybody has a Barry.
Yeah.
So
not everybody has a Barry.
Yeah. I mean,
theoretically, you could do these in like 11 days.
Are amplified when you two are together. I mean,
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, a couple of weeks, you could probably get all the 48.
Theoretically, you could get all of these in like 11 to 14 days. Theoretically. Because we know people have done the full 48 states in like 12 or 13 days before.
Yep.
You just had to fly to the last two, of course. But I wish I had that kind of time and money. I would do it. I would do that in a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
That'd be the best thing ever.
So when can you get started on this? You're asking. Good question. So
there's a hint already because if you saw the souvenirs, there was some of a date on there.
Yeah, December 29th, 2024. You're listening to this later at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to do one more show about Cache Odyssey. We'll probably have on that night. We'll probably have on some of the hiders, and we're going to sort of talk a little bit about. We'll talk more about the actual hides.
Now,
not
can we give secrets away because we can't have them on giving the secrets away because there'll be people lined up at the cache to get FTF.
Yeah.
So we'll have to be careful.
We'll talk more about some items you might see. Some hiders may want to just share. They might want to blurt out whatever their hide is. So I don't know. Stay tuned because that will be a fun night. They're all going to go live. People will be able to pull them up and be able to hit the road and try to figure out how to plan for, because we're not telling people where they are in the state. I mean, that's
because the FTF race really doesn't matter on this one. It's more about completing multiple states and stuff. So
and so December 29th, we'll talk more about where they're located in the world, where they're located in each state. You can start doing some planning of where you want to start. I'm kind of planning to try, I think, to do because I'm headed to I'm planning to go to Bamarama in Alabama. So my plan is to swing through some of the states as I head over to Alabama, and then when I come back, I'm going to hit some more states and try to pick up as many of those Cache Odyssey hides as I can in that process of going through those states. So that's kind of my initial plan for the first few Cache Odyssey hides. Do you guys have any thoughts on?
Mine will be in 2025. It'll be summer before I really start to get to light into these.
To get into it. Yeah.
I'll get, my own state and maybe a couple states around it, but I won't really be able to do anything until summertime. And then maybe spring break, I'll light out after some of these, but it'll be a little while before I'll get a slow start, but then I'll try to get as many as I can after that.
Yeah. Once they come out December 29th, people can start to make their own. We'll be able to publish all the GC codes.
Yeah.
People can then take and make their map based on that and make themselves a list in GC.
It'll be easy to plan for because they're GeoTours, right? So it's not just a bookmark list of caches. There's 6 separate GeoTours. You'll be able to plan for it. You'll be able to start watching the leaderboard. For those that are interested in competition, I know not everybody is, but for those crazy people like me, you can start watching the leaderboard. And I think that'll start slow, but then it'll start creeping up a lot faster.
Oh, absolutely. I think once people start to get some of these underneath their belt, man, I think the competition, I know I'm probably going to check the leaderboard, especially when it launches like every day.
Oh yeah.
With excitement on that one. But for those not familiar with GeoTours, each one of these will have their own GeoTour page. So it will show the caches, where they're located on that one, the GC codes. It will show a picture maybe of some of the cool caches out there that I think a lot of people are going to be really excited about. I know I'm really excited every time I see a new picture of a cache being made in process. For Cache Odyssey, where it really seems like with our all-star group of hiders, the creativity just keeps on, like, people keep on feeding off of it and then keep on, like, getting like more creative and like just better and better with their caches. I mean, it's just amazing.
Yeah. A couple things, some comments in the chat room. And again, if you have any questions, comments, you can make them obviously in the chat room. You can always also, after the show, or if you're listening to this audio from the audio side of things, you can always email us, geocachetalk@gmail.com. Do not email us and ask for GCs. We will not do that. But if you have a question about the overall process, you can definitely send us an email. A couple of comments I wanted to get to, and then again, if you have more comments, please, put them in the chat room tonight, or again, you can email us. Ben Humphrey mentioned, he says someone with an RV will probably do it within a month. I don't think you can. Well, obviously you can't. I mean, somebody making jokes about RVing to Hawaii, but I think you could probably RV to the 48. I think without a problem.
You can definitely RV to the 48. But technically, you could RV to Alaska as well.
You could RV to Alaska. Just got to go through the great country of Canada and let them know where you're headed and all that good stuff. So there's that. I
would say, go ahead. I think an RV person will do quite well, unless they were going to make their whole trip about that. I think what'll happen is you'll see an RV person hit the whole East Coast. Like, I don't think you'll see anybody. We may. Yeah. You may see somebody go the whole thing, but that's just if they want to do that, right? That's a lot of traveling to at once. But I think you'll see like large sections get knocked out by somebody at one time, whether that's whole GeoTours or not. I think, how when you go and you're clearing out states, you do a whole, there's logical ways to go through the country and do that. And I think we'll see people with big sections, but we won't see that many people that can just knock out the whole, contiguous. Most people don't have that kind of time to do it in one section. I think we'll see people do it in big chunks and knock out the numbers pretty quick.
Yeah, and there was some comments
Here's the
about.
question, though.
Go ahead.
Before we get off this question, because we got other questions. Do you think the first person to do this, it sounds like a weird question at first, but think about it, will be from America or outside of America?
Oh, a good question.
There's logically an advantage to living here. However, we know a lot of cachers like Hulu Yusi and some other ones that when they come here, they wipe out huge sections of caches because they have like 2 weeks to come over, and that's what they do when they get here. And some of the guys that we've met from other countries, they're up before we are, and they stay up past when we go to bed, still caching at like high speed because that's what they come here to do. So I don't know which one will be the first. Somebody from here or somebody not from here.
Yeah, you're true. The Mad Finn. Good suggestion on him. Yeah, the Mad Finn is a good possibility.
I would never bet against the Mad Finn or other people that cache at that prolific of a rate.
No, you're
There's
right.
no way. I don't bet against them. I don't bet against anything that they can do, right?
Yeah, you just keep on getting me more excited though for the leaderboard on this one to check out who's doing what when.
Yeah.
And then I don't know about you guys, but then thinking like where they're going to go next, because especially if they get that high rate of finds in a short period of time, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So here's another one that kind of goes along that lines, and it kind of goes behind the scenes too. So Gabrielle says, so y'all should have the 7th souvenir numbered. Like the cacher who completes the whole series should have a small circle with the number 1, the number 2, number 3 on the souvenir, just a thought. So that kind of is reminiscent of the Texas Challenge, right?
Yeah. That's cool.
I don't know that logistically we can do that with HQ. I would suspect that that's impossible. However, that doesn't mean that we can't have, we will absolutely have a leaderboard one day. If there starts to be multiple people that get the 7th souvenir, we will 100% have that up somewhere of the leader. We will absolutely keep count of the people just like Texas does. I don't suspect that's going to happen anytime soon. That's a huge accomplishment, right? That's something akin to like the Texas Challenge. You're spending that much time doing it. If it's at all possible, we will 100% track that. There is no doubt about it.
But we're geocachers. Don't write somebody off. I mean,
I didn't say it's impossible.
No, I think, Jesse, you just issued the challenge to somebody, my friend. I think that's what you just did.
Absolutely. You know, I can say that I won't be the first, but I'll be watching who is the first. I promise you.
Yeah.
And think how exciting when somebody gets to like the first person who gets to like 47. You're going to be like, oh my God. I'm just going to be watching that cashier's account all the time. Like, hey, man, when are you going on a trip?
Yeah, when are you going to Hawaii? What's going on here?
I'll tell you, how cool would it be if you're a cache hider
Hawaii
and your hider was number 50 for somebody? How cool would that be?
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
maybe. I'm going to go ahead and say this now. If anybody gets close to 50, please call us ahead of time. We would love for you to go live from getting that 51.
Oh,
we
absolutely.
would arrange it ahead of time, go live on the show. That would be so awesome.
For number 50.
That
so a couple ways you can track this. geocachetalk.com. You can go to there'll be a the leaderboard is out there. Obviously it just says that it's pending. So there's nothing really, but you can go to geocachetalk.com and you can check out the leaderboard there. You can also every Cache Odyssey hide will have a link to the leaderboard, so you can also follow along if you find one that way. You can see that, but
it'll link to both leaderboard and the other GeoTours, right?
Yes, it'll have links to all the GeoTours.
So it's easy to know, like it's easy to plan and know which ones. Yeah.
So a couple quick notes from the chat room, if I could. Let me mention a couple things. So Owen from KC mentioned Owen is one of the hiders. I don't know if we can share all the hider people, but he believes the Alaska one is not an easy quick. It isn't like it was not designed to be just found jumping off of a cruise ship like other caches might be.
Mm-hmm.
They want you to really visit their state. So it's not designed to be, again, these are not lamppost skirt caches that you just pop in and grab and move on. These are all very cool. And this is what K-Blast says about at least 50% of those will not be available at 7 p.m. Guaranteed they're not. I guarantee that because I know mine's not available at 7 p.m. on a Sunday. A lot of these caches, and something I wanted to really point out as well is these caches are not designed to be quick and dirty. They're not designed for that.
No, these are quality.
These are high quality caches.
Mm-hmm.
I can't spill the beans on some of on the ones that I've
and we
seen.
don't know to yet.
Yeah, but I will say that
enough.
I will say that all these caches have had a lot of time and effort put into creating them. I have heard incredible stories. I heard one today from a very famous geo celebrity telling me about their hide, and I was just blown away by what they're doing for their hide. I mean, it's like this hide's unbelievable. It just is. It's incredible. And you're talking about 50 of these things that are just unbelievable. I mean, they really
Absolutely.
are,
and that speaks to the whole mission of the thing, right? It's not even though we're excited about people getting out and finding a bunch of these, it's not about going on a power trail run to 50 states. That's not the idea. The idea is to have an awesome experience in all 50 states. Now, we know some people are high speed and will get out there and race to do it or whatever, but these are not like every one of these are a unique experience. That's the whole idea, right? It's supposed to be a creative cache at every one of these. So you got to enjoy the fact that there's tons of them and the fact that you're probably not going to get to all of them, if ever, but immediately. Now, some people will, like Pathfinder said, some people will knock this out in no time. Yeah. There are some cachers that cache full time. That's just what they do, and they thrive on that. But there are some people that will never get to finish this. Some people, their biggest accomplishment will be finishing their region, which is awesome. You just finished a regional GeoTour. That's huge, right? It depends on what you're able to do, but go at your own pace. But just like Gary said, this is not this is not a power trail. So don't get that just because there's a competition involved. Don't think it's a power trail. You're going to want to spend some time at these. These are going to be fun.
Yes, there are 50 of these. So don't forget, I know Pathfinder says they'll be done in a year. They might be. I don't doubt that that's a, that's not
probably right for a very select few people.
Yes.
That's not going to be the norm.
No, but somebody will do it. I agree. Yeah. I mean, Charles is right. There'll be people who do that.
Hey, it could be Charles.
Could be Charles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Charles and Laura, they may be
out on the trail. It is. I mean, that would be pretty cool to have that kind of like first to find the 48, on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'd love to have that distinction. The first person to get all these. That'd be great.
Yeah.
It won't be me. However, I would love if it was.
You keep on saying that, Jesse, but it sounds like every time you're saying that, you're trying to talk yourself into it a little bit.
Well, here's what I would say. If anybody wants to fund me to be my personal sponsor, I will go get these in 3 weeks if you can fund me,
Yeah, exactly.
Wear a NASCAR style jumpsuit with everybody's patches on. If they
100%.
100. Okay.
I can be bought. If that's the question, I can be bought. If that's what you're implying, yes. I will wear all the logos and drive straight through all of them. I guess I can't drive to Hawaii, but I would do all that 100%.
Yep. All right. I think we've spilled enough beans. But what are y'all's final thoughts? Whoever wants to go first.
I'll go. Jesse, you want to go?
I don't care. You can go first. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, every time we talk about this project, it just gets me more excited. I mean, when you have 50 all-star hiders all across the nation hiding caches, coming together for a project, feeding off of each other to then even like raise the bar higher and higher and higher. I mean, that's incredible. And then, when you're doing it for such a great like purpose of making them accessible, great quality experiences, to me, I don't know. I keep on getting more excited every time this project, gets brought up, every time it's discussed on that one. And I know I can't wait for December 29th. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm glad we finally get to talk about 99% of it out in the open, and I'm excited for people to actually get to see these, come to life. And obviously, I think it's huge that we get to do a project that it's not just a geo tour and it's not just in all 50 states, but it's a creative and accessible series, right? That's what we're so excited about, to really expand the true geocaching out to people, not just some low level cache or whatever. These are like high quality, awesome caches, and we haven't had much chance to talk about it, but we got a lot of help, not from the idea or anything else, but like, not help. I wouldn't say that because that's not fair. That geocachers want to help us, but HQ stepped up and said, "Yeah, we can make this into a geo tour." It's never been done kind of like this with all these parts, together. And they were like, "Yeah, we're on board. Let's see what we can do to make this happen." Right? We got a lot of help from some people, and I think it's cool that HQ, because they could be like, "What are these nuts doing again?" They're always trying to do something crazy, right? They could easily write us off, but we're trying to do good things, and with the help of Geocache, we're able to do something good. And they're just like, "We thought that's totally crazy. We're not going to get to do anything like that."
No.
And as we talked about, they were like, "No, we think this can actually work." That's awesome. We're so excited to get to do that with all the people we've done it with. And we really hope, I know it's HQ's mission as well, but we really hope that it's not just one cool thing. We really hope it inspires people to put out more highly creative terrain one caches, so open to everybody, but high quality. So like people come from all around to do these caches. It shouldn't just stop at this geo tour. Hopefully this spreads and we really get like people are like, you know what? I do want to include more people, but that doesn't mean I have to water my caches down. That means I can still make them awesome. And that's what I hope this shows people that that's a possibility.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I fully agree. Mark threw in there that we can have a pizza party at Geo Woodstock. So,
oh man, love it. That is awesome.
We're looking forward to that, Mark. Definitely. So final thought from me is this: that this has been and still is a huge project. I got a note today from one of from Joshua, a geocaching vlogger, who said that he was giving major kudos to us for the team. He applauded our efforts in getting this completed. Josh was part of it. We have a lot of celebrities that are part of this. Retired guy. There's so many. I don't want to fully mention everyone because there's so many, but all 50 hiders are incredible. That's something that I have been awed by, is the hiders, where they're hiding, how they're hiding is incredible. So very excited for them to have be part of this, and we have an incredible group. So it's been really cool to see this project start to come together. I'm very excited about this, and like you said, this is something that we didn't know where it was going to go. Jesse and I talked. We were in Oklahoma at Cache Fest, and this is where it all sort of began. And in such a short period of time, this whole project is, what are we, 28 days away from it going live.
It's happening now. It's here.
It's about to happen, which is incredible to see this all come about. So thanks to everyone. Please get the word out, about our project, the Indiegogo, and this whole Geo Tour project. We want to show off the hiders and all their work that they've been putting into it. We really want them. It's about, it really is kind of their, it's their fruition coming about. All these great caches are about to go live, and very excited. I know they're really excited about their hides because there are some incredible ones out there. So I guess last note was go back to Podcast of Hope. Don't forget, please join us if you can't for the whole time. Pick out one of the hours that you would prefer to join us for, and join us for part or all of Podcast of Hope, and really looking forward to raising money for St. Jude. Such a great cause, and they're doing such great work. So, thanks. There's Carmen.
I like what she said too. She's happy to be part of it, but it's also encouraged her to step outside of her hider comfort zone. That's awesome. We couldn't ask for better. That's awesome.
Yeah, we've had some great stories that we'll have to share later. No show next Sunday because we're going to spend 6 hours on Saturday.
Yeah. Our family, we still have to be able to not be thrown out of a house by our families. So we can't do 2 nights in a row.
We'll be sleeping next week.
You know it. Yeah. So just a show next Saturday, the big, long, fun show, and then nothing on Sunday. Nothing on Sunday. And can't wait to share the stories of some people are like, well, we started to put one here and we didn't get permission. But actually, there's a lot of stories that come out from all this. Yeah.
So many people were like, this is going to work out better. This other location is so much better. I wish I'd have picked it to begin with, but I'm glad it worked out that we're going to that spot. So cool. We'll see everybody on Saturday, 5 p.m. Central. And we're going to get that kicked off, and we're going to have a great night. So we're going to see everybody then. So good night, everybody.
Take care, everybody.
Good night.
May your finds be many, and your DNFs be few. May the terrain and difficulty both be less than 2. And whatever it is you're looking for, may it find its way to you. And may we all meet again.
Folks, we hope you've enjoyed the show tonight. Please email us your comment at geocachetalk@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. The show can be found on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Radio Public, or Spotify, as well as at the Geocache Talk website. Don't forget to click that subscribe button below and ring that bell notification so that you can see and hear the show on a weekly basis. And tell your friends about the show. Get them involved with us in the chat room. And until next week, don't just talk about geocaching, go geocaching.